Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Friday night lounge. It is a weird one, wouldn't you say? The energy is a little bit crazy today. We are just coming off of a full moon eclipse energy. We are in a Pluto retrograde. We're coming into a Mercury retrograde. Oh my goodness. And this song, The Ghost of All by April May and the June Bugs that you hear playing is kind of representative of what the energy is like this week. So, hi everybody. Yes. Hi Paula. Hi Michelle. And Nober, you're here. The other Michelle, Lori Darling, Christy, Maria, Jamie. How's everybody doing? So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling like sludge, like you can't move through the energy, hi Carol. Everybody's feeling it. If you were listening to The Office this week, I just did the weekly energy forecast yesterday, and I was talking about how you heal, how you're feeling, you're healing, and you're dealing. So if you're trying to get out of these feelings of feeling fatigued, of feeling tired, of feeling exhausted, of feeling a little down, a little depressed, a little anxious, you're missing that opportunity to release the energy, to feel it, deal it, and heal it, because these 3 weeks are all about coming into the body, coming into the physical body, using that internal energy and releasing it. Because let me just tell you, we are going to, after this, it's not going to feel good. Okay. But not everything it's kind of like what's bad is good. What's good is bad. So if you're feeling bad, it's good. Like in this energy right now, if you're feeling bad, it's good. Meaning like, don't try to make yourself feel good if you're feeling bad, because you are releasing the internal grief, the internal fear, the internal, everything that has been covered up in sludge is coming out. So if you try to distract yourself, numb yourself out, try to change that, you're going to be missing out on a big opportunity. Because once this energy passes, it's not just going into a new chapter, it's going into a whole new book, my dears. It's going into a whole new era, a whole new energy. We're just completely transforming, completely transitioning. And I am so happy that you're all here tonight at the lounge, because we need the energy tonight. And of course, if we need to up the energy, we need to feel better, we need to give it a little pep in our step. Who better do we have than April, May, and the June Bugs to come and give us a little taste of the full moon energy? They always come around these times, like around the holidays, around the full moons, and they just give us that depth of energy that we need to kind of really, we have to go deep. This is not a time to skirt the surface, to be shallow. We have to go deep. So before we get into any of that, I am so happy you're all here. It's nice to see some of the new people here on the lounge tonight. And couple announcements. The selfish me doesn't want to make this announcement, because I don't want this to be the case. But as you know, Elise has been co-hosting for quite a long time. She's going through some transitions on her own right now, and I tried to, convince her otherwise. But she's going to be taking a break from the lounge for a little while. So you're not going to see Elise for a little while, and I was really bummed about that. But we have to take care of ourselves, and I support her decision to take the time she needs to really devote to some other things right now. But you won't be seeing our banter. So I just wanted to let you know that we're going to be having lovely co-hosts come on, a lot of different people come on. We have the Antique Medium, we have the Seductress. We'll be having some more people coming on. We're going to kind of vary it up. We're going to change it up a little bit from week to week. And, yeah. So yeah, Elise is just, she's just got to devote her energy to some other things in her life right now. And there's times like when I don't have energy to do things, and I need to I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to tell them I can't do it. There's times where my energy needs to be renewed, and I can't, I'm not able to do as many readings or any readings at all. And I think when I was a little bit younger, I would kind of push through that and be like, oh, I can't disappoint people. And I have to push through this and be uncomfortable anyway and drain myself. But now I kind of know that, you know, we got to take care of ourselves. So I think that she's just going to take some time. And in the meantime, the show will go on. The lounge will go on. And we're always changing, always evolving, you know, and all that. But we do have a familiar face on tonight. And I would just like to bring them on because I love their energy. And we need to get this full moon energy moving. We need to get this. We're in an eclipse season. So when we have a Mercury retrograde in eclipse season, it's kind of like the energy's trying to slow down, but we're trying to speed up at the same time. And then you put a full moon in the middle and 5 retrogrades that are coming. Please, people, just take care of yourselves during this time. All right. I just want to bring on our lovely friends, April, May, and Catfish Dave. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
Howdy.
How you guys?
All right. We're feeling what you're talking about, though. I mean, we are
grooving.
definitely feeling like some molasses, you know, happening.
The molasses, not in January, but closer to June.
Yes, you just got to heat that molasses up so it just moves a little bit more. Yeah.
Wow, your energy is very interesting tonight, Dave. Yeah. So,
Oh, hi, Michelle.
yeah. Do you guys know Michelle? She guys
Yeah.
know
Yes, we do.
Michelle Danella is a friend, and Michelle Danella also did a boogie celebration for her mom.
Oh, let's talk about the Boogie Celebration. I did a Boogie Celebration for my mom as well.
Yes. We did.
And you know what? At
Thank
some
you.
point, yes, at some point, I'm going to try to get that video on here so I could like play it for everybody, her reaction. She reacted even more surprised than I thought she would have. I sent you guys the video.
I love that video. It's on my desktop. Thank you so much.
Yes. It's April, May, Catfish Dave. They do celebratory custom videos for any celebration that you guys might have. So it was my mom's 80th birthday. So you get to, like, when you go and get your package, you get to kind of pick the style of the song. And they have this little background. And I was like, hey, Mom, press play, you know. She's like, I hope you're not putting me on YouTube in front of all those people. And I better not be on live. And, you know, because I do have a little bit of prankster in me that I would do that. So she's like, what am I watching? And then she heard her name. And she didn't know whether she was like, you guys were seeing her and that she was live and her reaction was live. But she was like, really, it was worth everything that, you know, like it was just great. So you guys do them for Father's Day, Mother's Day, for graduations, for anniversaries.
Everything.
They will, and you know, I love this word, April, they will serenade your loved one. Yes. So I think I still have the banner from before. If you do have a celebration and you guys want to like feel like you created something so awesome, because my mom was just like, she has everything, right? She just didn't have this vacuum that she really wanted. She didn't know she was getting that. That was a surprise. But she has everything she wants. So like having this experience with you guys doing this custom happy birthday video for her and the autograph CDs and the beer soap, it was like she was just like, she was so impressed and she was so happy and she was so surprised. And that reaction that I sent you guys was really, I mean, it's really awesome. Then she sent it to all of her family and friends and like, oh, where did you guys get this done? So go to boogiecelebration.com. You guys have a couple different packages, you know, going on with the Boogie Celebration. Like you could get the autograph CDs, or you could get a t-shirt, or you could get a USB with all their album, 50 songs. But you guys get to like actually choose the style. And I chose the swing style because I thought she would kind of like that. But what are the other styles that you guys offer?
We have a rockabilly style, and that's the one Michelle chose. She wanted the cigar box guitar. And then we have an Americana style, which we could do the banjo or the mandolin. The jazz swing is the one that Marisa chose.
Yeah. And I'm very happy with mine. And she's gonna have it like forever now. Like it's awesome. So yeah, Boogie Celebration is the bomb diggity. And there's so many, like, even for weddings or even for kids. You guys do it for kids too.
Oh yeah,
So that's great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what with the energy going on, you guys are intuitive. You guys are in tune with the energy. What kind of music do you feel could really get us like to really open up and to release all, like, because we're at a choice point from 2003. If you thought about your career, we're going to talk about careers today on the lounge and the intuitive business consulting and supercharging your career. And if you watch The Office on Thursday, if you didn't see The Office and what I talked about for the energies coming up, you can watch it on Facebook or YouTube. It's the last video in the series. But there was a choice point in 2003, and we're coming up to the same choice point now in 2021. So think back to 2003. Where were you guys in 2003?
Wow. 2003.
2003.
We met each other in what, 97?
Yeah.
97. So that was 5 years in. So we were in our home and we were playing folk. We were a duo then called Blue Hollow, and we were playing.
Wow.
Yeah, because we didn't start April May and the June Bugs till 2010. And I think we had South Saturn Delta too. And we had a 5-piece blues funk fusion band too.
Mm-hmm.
That you got that album in the package.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's what we were doing.
Right. So think about where you were in 2003. You're going to be coming up to another choice point now in 2021 with your career, and which way will you go?
Wow.
This is a big opening, and this is why we need to release. If you're feeling, like I said, exhausted, tired, the more intuitive you are, the more exhausted you're going to be right now, and you're going to start to worry, like, why am I so tired? Why am I so tired? Why am I so tired? And you're going to try to get out of it. Don't get out of it. It means your body is processing all of those internal emotions. So what can we do, April, May, and the June Bugs, to get those emotions rolling, get them? And music is a good way to do it. Get it rolling and get it starting to release and prepare us for this transition.
I would think that there's so many different styles of music. It depends on the vibe that you feel like you need. If you feel like you need to just be and feel, I think silence or new age. Or if you feel like you need to raise your energy up, then like bluegrass or rockabilly or something really fun that has high energy.
That could burn out molasses.
Yeah. We need to go in. We need to go deep into the well of, like, almost like of the cauldron of our souls, like deep down, and drudge it up. So what are you going to play for us to kind of get this energy started tonight?
If you want, we should do Moonlight Paradise then. If you want gentle.
You want gentle or do you want hot?
No, I want, like, going deep down into the doldrums of your soul to reach out and just get out some of those, those energies. Move it on out.
We're going to switch instruments here.
You guys do what you feel. Don't listen to me.
I think for a beautiful, I don't know if ambient is the right word, but yeah.
Haunting.
A song called Moonlight Paradise.
Ooh, I love the word already.
This is one that Dave wrote.
Take it away, guys.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
I was like in a trance and and I kind of went somewhere else, and I was like, I wasn't ready for it to stop. I think it really just transported me. Like my energy it just took me somewhere, and I was like, I'm not even hosting this show right now.
I hope that were good.
Oh my God. Paula's like transported me back to Hawaii.
Nice.
Maria, we have someone from the UK here.
Wow.
Hi, Lyndon. Nice to see you. I'm glad Lyndon, I lived in the UK for a little while, so I love the UK. And thank you everybody for the hair compliments. I did get the hair. After almost a year and a half, it was down here. Did get the hair highlighted today. Props to Mary Kate Weeks of On the Fringe Salon. And thanks for all. Yeah, I know. Coach JXP, he likes to be transported too. And Coach is like, why not? I know. I was not ready for it to stop. I was not ready. So, okay. So we had the announcement before. I think we're going to be having another announcement now. I wanted to wait enough time to get to this, but I know you guys have been waiting to see our lovely guest, but our guest is not here. So I don't know what happened or why she's not here, but she's an intuitive business mystic and intuitive business consultant. And that's what I do also. So, so we could still have that conversation. It doesn't have to be, but we try to reach out. I'm not sure, with all these retrogrades and everything, I'm not sure why she's not here tonight, but we do not have our guest. But you know what? We have more than enough information on the subject because I have been doing that also for 20 years as well. So April,
yes.
It's just interesting that you are on because you and I actually talked to you about intuitive business consulting, and you actually hired me to do intuitive business consulting for your business. And we've known each other for a little while, and you took the manifestation course. And usually I tell people, like, we have a 4-step process, right? We have define your dream, refine your dream, drive your dream. And you were a member of the Dream Driver program. And then we do the fun stuff once we have that all settled and you have it all focused down, and we design the dream. So you're one of our design your dream coaching clients. And I've done business consulting on an intuitive level for the past 20 years. Like I said, most people don't know about it because I actually don't advertise it on my website. People know I'm a medium, a medical intuitive. I deal with people with relationships and all sorts of things. But I only actually pitch the intuitive business consulting to clients that I already know and I already work with, and I know that I can really help them out. Most people don't know this either, but I actually do it internationally. So A couple of years ago, I was doing working with hotels in Thailand. So, I mean, I have a little bit of background. I've worked with freight companies. I've worked with medical companies. And I think the most interesting things that I have seen were with the small level CEOs, like people who didn't own big businesses or corporations. But the CEOs that are very smart, they have a good clientele, they work their butts off, they give good service, they give good quality, but yet they're not seeing the finances rolling. There's a block, they don't know what it is, there's an energetic issue. And when I go in, we call it the overhaul process, the rebuilding, the redesigning process. But people think there's just like a formula, like, and that's why I don't think regular consultants really work, because they're just looking at your numbers. They're looking at the bottom line. They're looking at your business operations. I look at all of those things. I look at strategy, but we also have to look at the CEO. We also have to look at their energy. So many times I would go into the person's office. I'm like, if you just change your office, the problems will go away. Like the energy of your space that you're working in, the energy of the building, how you have your office set up, is one big issue. So how I usually start back in the day, how I started, because I worked in I worked in an office building where I shared a suite with about 100 other businesses, and there were like lawyers, financial advisors, tech companies, and then like the door on the left is the medium in the suite. You know what I mean? So at one point in time, one lawyer, he waited about 3 years before he called, but he did call me, and he's like, I know it's weird I'm calling you. I'm actually down the hall from you, but I'm having some issues here. Walked into his office. He's like, I've been in this office 10 years. Why are you asking me to change the office? I'm like, I'm telling you, got to change the office. And he's like, I just don't get it. And I'm like, it's all energy. I'm telling you. So there are a few open offices in the suite. And I'm like, have the manager just bring you around one day. And, oh, look, yeah, Lori Darling remembers the suite in New Jersey. It was all corporate people and me. It was really funny. So we had like a secretarial staff, everything. So he's a little reluctant. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring in my feng shui friend, and she'll just validate what I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, we'll just bring her in. And she stood inside the door. She's like, whoa, the energy in this office is like really off. So he goes and he tries out a couple of offices. And within 10 seconds of stepping into the other office, he's like, I'm home. Like he felt it, moved his office. And also at the time he was on the verge of a divorce as well. So a lot of personal problems, and there were some like other issues going on in his life. And he moved his office and did a couple other things that we had talked about. So we actually started with him. We started to overhaul him. Within 3 months, he tripled his income.
Wow.
And his marriage was saved.
Wow.
Okay.
Awesome.
So like these are success stories. And there was one other company I remember was like a freight company in New Jersey. And that somebody was like stealing from them and they didn't know. We were able to uncover that. So that was crazy. Yeah, it's amazing. For the Design Your Dream clients, we actually have channeled different, like for you guys, like different packages, like your celebration packages kind of came as you kind of got into that creative mode, got into your creativity, figured out what you really wanted to provide. And you're like, oh my God, I have all these talents, and let's just like plug the plug in the socket. And that was born. So we have a lot of people with intuitive business consulting. Like an intuitive business consultant could come in and take everything that you are and kind of put like the big puzzle pieces, all the stuff that you've already created that maybe you just haven't put together yet. They could actually put the puzzle piece together and show it to you and be like, hey, how does this look? This is all the stuff you do. I don't have to create it, but this is you. And you have somebody that's intuiting, and also the intuitive business consultant could kind of take you through the strategy and help you when you're trying to make those big decisions, to make those transitions, to kind of intuit as well as strategize. So you have the practical steps and you also have the intuitive channeling. So I don't know if that makes sense, but April, what was your experience like with this kind of work, with taking a business strategist and adding an intuitive medium to the mix and putting them together?
It was really transformative on a personal level and on a business level. And I really, I like the way you look at the whole picture. You look at the energy of how you format your day, the energy of how you schedule your time, the energy of what's draining your energy in your life. And you really shined a light on things that could be adjusted so that you can focus on your business. I mean, that was something that when you brought that to my attention, I don't think I would have had that realization on my own. That was like an epiphany when you were working with me on that respect. And then talking about the Boogie Celebration, I mean, that was such a great idea. It was really great to work with you on all of that. And my life and my structure of my life is so much more grounded since I worked with you, and I'm looking forward to working with you more.
Awesome. You guys, I think the difference with you, and I've worked with other CEOs, that we would get to their stuck points and we would get to that cycle of sabotage that we all have. I have it too. I've been in business over 25 years, but we all have that point where we're kind of just maintaining our lives, maintaining our business, and we can't get to that higher level. We can't really create space for ourselves because we're so busy really maintaining ourselves in the weeds of the administration and our family life and everything we have going on. Plus, what we don't realize we're dealing with are subconscious limiting beliefs and energies. And somebody who's coming in to do business operations, to just look at business operations and strategy, they're not looking at your limiting beliefs. They're not looking at your energies that are kind of sabotaging you. And I have some clients who, they come and they take a break. They realize they, hit another wall. They'll come back. Some of them cycle. But what I found was different with you guys is that you were fun. You have to be ready. You have to be ready and say, you know what, I deserve a higher level of life. I deserve a higher quality of life. I don't want to live to work. I want to work to live. Like the reason why you own your business is for freedom. It's not, you decided not to go to a 9-to-5 job because you wanted freedom. Mm-hmm. So if you're not, and I believe money's energy. I don't believe it's attached to a lot of things that, we attach it to in this country, especially. It's energy. And if you have a feeling like you are limited with finances, limited with money, or limited in receiving income, because maybe at some point in time when you were growing up, somebody, there were money issues, or you didn't feel like you deserved more, or you almost feel like you're betraying your background. If you become wealthy, it's almost like you're betraying who you are. It's almost like you're betraying the people who raised you because, they didn't have that. So it's like that loyalty to the struggle, but if you think about why you started a business, why you wanted to be an entrepreneur in the first place, it's not because you wanted to just like work all this time for not having enough income and stressing yourself out and not doing the creative things that you really want to do. So we talked about creating space for your energy. That's really a big deal when we talk about intuitive business consulting, is creating space, because usually people that are entrepreneurs, they want to do everything themselves, and they can do everything themselves. And so they don't want to outsource that. They don't want to delegate that. And that becomes an issue because you do it better than most people, but it's like, well, if I could do all of this myself, why would I hire out? Well, I have a launch of a show I did in 2015 that's coming back out again on a podcast. And since 2015, I'm like, I got to get this show edited. I got to get the descriptions done. And I really want to get it out on the podcast sites. Have I done it since 2015? No. Am I capable of doing it? Yes. Do I know how to edit? Yes, that's what I do. But I paid money and hired somebody a month ago, and now it's launched. Now it's out there. And then it's like, oh, should I renew it or should I edit them myself? I'm like, no, you're not going to do it. Just keep paying the woman. You know what I mean? And for us, it's like, I think it's like, we think we have to struggle in order to feel like we're producing. We're making the money, we're producing, we're getting in there, we're struggling. But like, what is the struggle culture? Like, you want to just create. That's why you do what you do. Yeah. You're an artist. You want to create your content. I want to create my content, right? So why are we sitting, like, and I tell people about this this is not related to money, but let's say like you were a millionaire right now. Would you be doing the same things in your business that you're doing now? Or would you have somebody doing some of these things like managing your inbox? And I've had CEOs, believe it or not, have been in business 10, 20 years and will not like let somebody else into their email box and manage it. And they're stuck for hours in their day going through their inbox.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then they're wondering why they don't have the time to devote to their big proposals or contracts. It's like you need to have somebody get in and manage the inbox. Like it's at that base level. But there are, because you wonder, well, why is this happening? There are certain beliefs in the energy. There are certain patterns in energy that are bigger than just, why won't you do it? Do you know what I mean? There's bigger energies at play. So what would you say is the biggest thing that's different? Because I know you've taken a lot of classes. I know that you've invested in a lot of courses to try to build your business. What would you say is the biggest difference from just taking a class and learning practical measures to build your business versus having an intuitive business consultant? What is the biggest difference between the two, or the biggest takeaway that you've experienced from doing it so far?
I think if you think of the analogy of taking a course, it's like you're digesting pre-made material that's generalized to the specific topic that you're talking about. But coaching, like when coaching with you, it's such a more personalized experience, and the gifts that you have with being a medium and being able to sense energy and feelings and blockages and all those things, that's not something that I don't think is available from a normal course. It's like the difference between reading a book or having a one-on-one session with someone. I mean, it's such a much more personalized experience.
Were you kind of expecting that there would be things that you would learn about yourself energetically and patterns that were kind of going on in your life, like that were kind of holding you back from like having the space to create the things that you like to create? Or were these like really subconscious things that kind of got brought to light for you?
They were totally subconscious. And it was funny because when you brought them to light, it's like a light bulb goes off like, ding. Why didn't I think of that? But I just wasn't I didn't have the clarity to think of that, because I was like, if you think of a mouse running a trail, the same trail all the time, and they don't see above where they are, like you had the perspective to see what the limitations were that were imposed on my own lifestyle that didn't allow me to open up to other experiences or other ideas because I was stuck.
Yeah. And I think that goes along with, and I mean, I've done readings for, a long, long time, but I believe that if you really want to change and you really want to transform, like if you just came to me for a reading, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, when is this? You'd probably come to me with a couple different things you had in mind about your business. When is this going to change? When am I going to make more money? And that's what a lot of people do. They want that answer, that quick fix. You know what I mean? That, okay. But like, you wouldn't get that clarity about the subconscious, stuck points by getting just a reading. And I wouldn't be able to do that in a reading. It's just kind of like, okay, well, yeah, this could come up, but you probably wouldn't even hear it. You probably wouldn't hear it, in the reading. Like, you're like, no, I'm calling you to find out when it's going to get better. I'm calling to find out when I'm going to meet this, like when I'm going to talk to this guy at this record label. Like, I don't want to hear what I have to do. I don't want to hear what I have to do change. But the problem is that any psychic you're going to, any medium you're going to, any messages, they are only seeing things that you are putting along your path and the cycles that you're kind of, going through. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like whatever you're taking action on, that intuitive is going to be able to see that line of energy and be able to be like, okay, well, these events are coming up in this line of energy. Or a spirit could come through and they're like, okay, well, you're doing really well and here's some healing and, you're going to be real successful. But it's like, I think we all need a reflection point. I think we all need that mirror to be like, okay, somebody could see us a little deeper. And if you're just bringing a problem to someone, let's say it's just someone who looks at your problems to talk to about your problems. Okay, well, let's just talk about these problems. Let's fix this problem. But there's so much underlying in our energetic makeup and our patterns and our cycles. And that started from not only since we're kids, but your whole ancestral line of energy, your karmic energy. It's like really, it's really deep. It's really deep in the spirit, because if you think about, well, how your parents raised you, well, their parents probably raised them that way, and their parents, you know what I mean? You're just continuing the cycle. So when do we break the cycle? And an intuitive is only going to tell you what your cycle is. They're only going to see the events along the line of your cycle. So intuitive business consulting is also about breaking everything down to rebuild it again, and to kind of like look at those energetic points also, other than, and we do look at your physical stuff. We do look at what you're producing. We do look at all the production. But we also need to look at the subtle energies. And I think that's why a lot of intuitive business consultants see a lot of success. And I'm not just talking about material success, because I think that's why people, come to people like us. Initially, they're like, okay, I just want to get more money. And it's like, well, if you change your energy, you will. If you change the pattern, you will, because the limitation is why that the energy is not coming back. So, that's what you guys are. I mean, I can't say that because I love all of my clients, but you guys have the dedication. And I think that the persistence, the dedication, and you're like, if I'm going to invest in this, I'm going to do what, I'm going to do what's suggested. And you guys really work so hard, and you pushed through some blocks that I think you've been struggling with for a really long time. And you had the courage to do it, because if somebody tells you something and you're afraid to do it, it's like you could stick with that fear and be like, well, I'll do these 9 things she's telling me, but this 10th thing, I don't want to do that. And that's really the thing that's going to get you to the other side.
Yeah.
So, Dave, I have to ask you.
Yes.
April is the person I've been working with. I mean, I worked with you guys in the classes, but April's the one I've been working with kind of one-on-one. Have you seen some changes in April as far as her energy?
Yes, absolutely. I see definitely she's more focused and has more direction in where she's wants, for what she sets out to do. Definitely.
And you see her following through a little bit more in what she wants to do?
Yeah, because I noticed that, there's a certain element of overwhelm that happens, and because I know how she is and everything, and she wants to take it all, at once. And I said, oh, I need to do that. I want to do this, but I got this all going on. I got to go all of it at once. And now she's like, taking care of certain things, they're prioritizing and stuff like that. And so I'm proud of you.
Oh,
proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. She gets very excited when she says, oh, Marisa's told me to, I need to do this. And she thinks about it. And then she starts working on it. So, wow, I never realized that. I never looked at it that way before.
True.
Yeah. And I'm not bringing up anything that you guys don't know. It's all the stuff that's already in you, and it's who you are, that I'm just kind of like, hey, check out this little flame. Did you know this was here inside of you? So that's really cool. And I'm sure that as you've shifted, April, that Dave shifted too, because you can't shift one part of the team without the other actually shifting energy as well.
It's all initiative. You got to put the initiative in, not, you know what I mean? So it's like when you have a light shine on you there, and brought that on us there. It's like, wow, all we need to do is just to show up and do it.
Yep. So Deborah loves your energy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, and Mariana saying very well said. Coach JXP loves what we're saying here. It's awesome. So I would love to transition into another song, because that would be awesome. So what are you guys going to be doing next?
Okay. We're gonna do an upbeat.
Upbeat. All right.
And Catfish Day is gonna get the mandolin. This mandolin, talking about family heirlooms. This is a family heirloom that belonged to his Uncle Lou, and he gave it a lot of love and his skill, and it plays now. So
awesome. Well, I'm gonna mute my mic soon, but once we get back after this song, guys, everybody in the chat, if you have a question about intuitive business consultant or your career, or you want to ask any questions about how it could help you in your career or your dreams or your goals, feel free to ask me. We're here. All right. So let us go. And what is the name of this next song that you guys are doing?
This is called Blue Moon Rising, and it's from our album, It's All About the Boogie.
It's all about the boogie. Awesome. Well, you guys just take it away.
Okay.
Right on. Ready?
Yes.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Seems like a constant reminder of how far away I am from you. I see a cloud rolling by on this city-lit summer night. I see a cloud rolling by across this city-lit summer night. I sat down and watched that cloud till it rolled clean out of sight. I sit and listen to the people as they walk on by, laughing and lying about the future, hang their heads and cry. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Seems like a constant reminder of how far away I am from you. Yeah. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Seems like a constant reminder of how far away I am from you. I see the stars, they are shining. You sent to guide my way. I see the stars, they are shining. You sent to guide my way. Soon I'll be back at home into your loving arms again one day. You know the city seems to scream out and cry in pain. If I don't get to you, I think I'd go insane. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Seems like a constant reminder of how far away I am from you. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Blue moon rising, watching everything I do. Blue moon rising, 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 blue moon rising,
Wow. Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. You guys, like, everybody's like going crazy over you guys. So you have to watch it back and watch the comments.
It's called
So-
that molasses, see?
Yeah. So, oh my God, everybody is just, look, such a happy tour. You're connected in tune. GB.
Oh, thank you, GB.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. That was awesome. I liked how like it was such a different vibe the first time, and then you just like brought us up, brought us down, brought us all around. It's like a very roller coaster. So that's awesome. Yeah, so many people on. Mary Kate Weeks, what's up? I got to give Mary Kate Weeks a shout out. Mary Kate's the one who did my hair. So everybody,
Ah,
Beautiful.
she is a very talented young lady. You'll see her on the feed, Mary Kate Weeks. I don't call her Mary Kate, call her Mary Kate Weeks. And I have a funny story about Mary Kate Weeks. which is interesting. I found her on Instagram, started stalking her for a couple months because when I had my colorist in New Jersey for 17 years, and then I was like very wary about getting a new colorist. So I stalked her, went in to see her. The whole 3 hours I was there, she was like talking about haunted houses and this. I'm like, oh, if she only knew that I was a medium, but I don't talk about it. Usually I tell people I'm in construction, so they don't ask me any questions. And actually, I paint the lines on the highway for CVS is what I normally say, and then they don't really have any interest in that. So yeah. So and at the end of it, she's like, "Oh yeah, I watch your lives." I'm like, "How do you know?" She's like, "Yeah, you did 2 readings on me at a gallery before." I'm like, "What? I found you randomly." And she's like, "Oh yeah." So it's kind of like, no, this is my life. This is what happens. So yeah. So we had a lot of interesting conversations. But Deborah Burtz Tucker says. Deborah Burtz Tucker, Mary Kate Weeks. So you guys want to connect with Mary Kate Weeks? Go and check her out on the feed. Tune into her, Mary Kate. Feel free to put your information in our. I'm always up for promoting really talented people, and she's young and she's talented and she's just got this great bubbly energy. You know when you go to like get your hair done, you know sometimes it's like draining. And you have to be like, she's like, you don't get that feeling. She like talks about, she just kind of like she's tuning in. She's tuning into your energy and she just brings you up. She gave me a little grapefruit like drink. Like, yeah, she's just makes you feel good. So Mary Kate Weeks, feel free to promote yourself in the chat and for people to come and see you to get their hair colored. She's an artist, my friends. Yeah. So amazing job, you guys. Let's talk about just one more time for the people that are like weren't here at the beginning of the show. You got this amazing thing that I just got from my mom for her 80th birthday. Just go to boogiecelebration.com. I'll bring it up. You guys want to talk about that?
Sure.
Boogie Celebration. Talk about your Boogie Celebration. You got it.
Okay.
Go with April, May, and Catfish Day for your next celebration. And how do you do that? You guys take it away.
You go to boogiecelebration.com.
Yeah. What's a Boogie Celebration? Can you explain it?
Sure. So a Boogie Celebration is a celebration song that we sing, and it's a boogie. We wrote it, and it's a really fun song. It's a very uplifting song. The lyrics are very uplifting, and we can sing the song to someone that you want to celebrate. You can celebrate anniversaries or birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, any special thing that you want to celebrate and surprise someone, because we will produce a video for you. It's in high quality video and audio, and we will sing the song to your special person, and we will include the date of the celebration. We'll include what the celebration is. We'll include their name. We'll include your name, and then we'll hear that it's personalized. You'll hear that right off the bat. So as they're watching it, they'll hear their name. They'll hear that it's a gift from you, and the people that we've done it for, we did for your mom. And when I saw the video of your mom reacting, she was screaming. She was so happy. And Michelle Danella, she's in the chat. She ordered one for her mom for Mother's Day. And she said in the chat that her mom cried tears of joy. And the whole feeling behind it was to really bring joy to that person. And do something really special. So right now we're taking orders for like mid-June, late June fulfillment, Father's Day. So that's a Boogie Celebration. Oh, and also you can choose what style you want us to perform the Boogie Celebration. So there's a vintage swing style, there's a rockabilly style, and there's Americana style. So yeah.
Yeah, and you guys also have like little packages too, that if you guys want to just do the video, you could do the video. But if you want to add a gift as well, you can add a gift as well besides that. And you guys have autographed CDs, T-shirts, beer soap that you make, your album, little USB boogie bus, and that you could like plug into your car, and it has all 50 songs on there. So so I ordered for my mom, I got the 5 autographed CDs with the beer soap, and she was like, wait, this is made of beer? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, he made it? I'm like, yeah. Like, this is awesome. And then my stepdad was like, ooh, I'm going to go use this. So it smells really, really great. And
it really does.
I also have your T-shirt, which you so lovingly gifted me.
Oh,
and I wear it all the time. I love the T-shirt as well.
Thank you.
So,
it's ring spun 100%. It's really soft on your skin.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Love the T-shirt. So
thank you so much.
Any celebration. This could be for kids, for elderly people, for graduations, anything you want. And my mom, it's like for the person that has everything, and you actually look good because you look like you're like coming up with something really, really cool. So it makes you look good, it makes them look good, and they're happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. And that's the story. So back to our little intuitive development here, what we're talking about in business. Coach JXP, pivoting in business decisions. You know, I don't, in my intuitive world, I'm not really sure what you mean by pivoting. It's probably a topic or title. Can you explain to me exactly what you mean by pivoting, JXP, and just put in another sentence here so I can maybe answer your question.
I think I saw him on a previous lounge with you. Was he on with you?
Yeah. Coach JXP
cool.
was on the lounge. We're going to have to get Mary Kay Weeks on the lounge because her name is just Mary Kay Weeks. We have to get her on the lounge just because of her name in general. Check out On the Fringe, Archibald, PA. That's where she is. She's also on the gram under Mary Kay Weeks, obviously. Follow her. So, Coach, are you still here, Coach? Where's the coach? Where's the coach? There's a cat behind me, but where's the coach? So, yeah. So we have a couple more minutes, and we'd be happy to answer some of your questions about how to supercharge your biz and take it up a level. And all you have to do is come on the lounge, and we're already shifting the energy, and your business is taken up a level. That's all we have to do. Come on up, hang out with us. It's a shift can actually happen in like a split second. It could. Like, it could actually just happen very, very quickly. And I remember when you had those light bulb moments, April.
Yeah.
You had that shift mentally and spiritually. And you're like, I know when people have light bulb moments, because sometimes we'll be on the Zoom and they'll be looking at me and they're like, yeah. I'm like, you don't get what I'm saying, do you? They're like, no, right? And they're saying they do know what I'm saying. And then I'll be like, explain it a couple different ways. And then they're like, oh, I'm like, you just had the thing. You just had the light bulb moment. And I know once it happens, I can feel the energy just hitting everywhere. And they're like, okay, I got it. And usually just that little like light bulb moment can shift everything. Like, right. It could just shift right then and there. Once you even have that awareness, it just kind of shifts everything.
So true.
Yep.
And I think it's really valuable too for someone who has their own business. I think that our mindset is when you have your own business, you're just used to doing everything yourself. You're used to thinking everything, coming up with the strategy yourself, coming up with everything yourself. And I mean, I think probably most business owners, they just kind of take that ball and run with it. And they're not really, they're not really getting out of that channel that they're in, out of the lane that they're in. And when we spoke to you and you coached me, I mean, there was a couple of things you said. I was like, I would have never thought of that myself because I was just had my blinders on going down my lane, so it was really invaluable.
Yeah. We have one of our Design Your Dream clients too. She just launched a product on Target.com and sold out in her first production. And when we first started channeling all these creative things, she's like, you're crazy. Like, this is not going to, I'm like, just trust me. Let's just focus the energy. We can materialize this thing. And it came from like what I saw, like in the ether, like what I saw intuitively, it showed up in my mailbox. Like, I got the product in my mailbox, like 6 months later, I'm like, oh my God, it's actually here. Like, this is crazy. So you guys, you could do anything you want. I don't believe anything's impossible. I just had a friend of mine who came onto our Define Your Dream Challenge. He's 54 and he called his friends and told them that he wanted to go back to college and join and play baseball, like, and join the college baseball team with 18 and 21-year-olds. And all of his friends were like, you're crazy. You're going to fail. Like, what about when people laugh at you? Like, okay, like whatever. Like, what if you go to the school and you don't get on the team? And he called me and I was like, let's do this. and gave him a couple. He was kind of only zeroed into one school. I'm like, let's expand our options. Why don't you come in on the challenge, talk about it? And lo and behold, it's happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And all it takes is for somebody to believe, and nothing's impossible.
Way to break that age barrier mentality.
Yeah. So the coach himself was actually so impressed, and he said to him, "You know what? Nobody is stopping you except you."
That's so cool.
I think there's a cat in a bag, actually, a cat in an actual bag.
Like the cat in a hat.
Oh, Coach JXP has a interesting question. Coach, you gotta love Coach. I love his graphic. I love his little face. It's Coach JXP. And like last time we had this game show host on last time, Todd, and he actually was calling him Coach on the show. It was great. So how do you know if your client is pushing too much, trying hard to make things happen rather than let things happen organically? I find that if they're intellectualizing their coaching, that happens. Like if they're not balanced and grounded with their intuition, and they're just trying to intellectualize the coaching process and trying to analyze the coaching process, usually they're trying to control the outcomes. So I think that's usually when you could tell. And you just have to be upfront. Like you can tell if someone's trying to argue you with everything that you tell them to do, and they always have an excuse as to why they can't do it. That's probably going to keep them in that cycle. So hopefully that answers your question. Paula, my business is coming along nicely. Thanks to Dream Driver and your support, Marisa. Thank you, Paula. That's so nice. I stayed on course to not let myself bail out or get discouraged before I started. The encouragement from you and everyone else like April May made all the difference. Thank you. Thanks, Paula. Paula's a business owner, and she is doing quite well as well and going through a lot of transitions herself. And Paula, I have no doubt that you can do it. So thanks, Coach JXP and Paula, for your questions. And you guys have one more song to do, right?
Sure. What are you going to do?
What's the vibe?
A groovy one you never heard before.
I haven't heard this one before.
No.
Why are you laughing?
Because, okay, so this song, it's also on the album. It's all about the boogie. This song was a song that Dave started to write about me. It's called The Ballad of April May. Well, wait a minute. Let me tell the story as you get your guitar there.
April May's got her hair color too. Somebody mentioned your color. I forgot to say. Debbie said she loves your color as well. You did it yourself. You did so.
It's purple.
It is. It looks awesome. And if you get a Boogie Celebration, April will come and dye your hair purple as well.
Hey, why not? So this song, Dave was writing about me, and I kind of jumped in there and wrote some verses about my parents, because my mom and my dad, they had a really great story. My dad was in a band called the Three Holidays in the 50s, and they're very popular. And the story was that my mom was at a show and walked up and said, "You guys are great, but you'd be so much better with me." So then the band, my mom was so sassy and confident. And then, her and my dad became a thing, and the band was the Renegades featuring Mary Alice. So you'll hear a little bit about that in this song.
Oh my God, that's an awesome story. Please go ahead.
Okay.
It's the start.
I'm a girl not far from the riverside, was not so long ago. The land was boosted, made fast, now you're in the know. Downtown some folks like to hang about Scott streets where they used to go. But I was sneaking around inside the watch case, cruising in my Torino. Now I'm a honky-tonk rhythm and blues queen, spreading the love around, singing and a swinging in our boogie bus like a rockabilly merry-go-round. We wanna share the love with all you folks who come to hear us play, digging deep into our musical roots in a twisted kind of way. We love following that howling road, boogie bus don't fail me now. You know that it's our destiny, we're gonna get to you and how.
Do you get that grooving jive?
It's deep in my heart and soul. It was my mama and my papa that put it there. It was not so long ago. Look at those cats rocking on the roof.
Man, those boys can play.
All the Christmas will tell you, baby, there's a free holiday. When a beauty queen met her handsome dream, what else is there to say? That singing gal became a renegade, and the rest is history. Now I'm a girl not far from the riverside. It's not so long ago. The land where boosters lay best. Now you're in the know. Now I'm a honky tonk rhythm and blues queen, spreading the love around, singing and swinging in a boogie bus like a rockabilly merry-go-round. We wanna share the love with all you folks who come to hear us play. Digging deep into our musical roots in a twisted kind of way. We love following that howling road, boogie bus don't fail me now. You know that it's our destiny. We're gonna get to you and twisting and turning, tires are burning. Grease it up, baby, here we go.
Oh my God, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. That was a great, I loved how like all the songs were like so different tonight. Like it just took us on a whole, like, let's go deep into the energy. Let's go into the trance energy. Let's get upbeat. It was a great way to end the show. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And remember, boogiecelebration.com. You guys want something for your special occasion? I got one for mine, and it was amaze balls, let me tell you. And if you want to connect with me for intuitive business consulting, just email me at info@connectionbeyond.com. I only take a certain amount of clients. Their monthly packages only take a certain amount of clients a month. And that's that. So reach out to me if you'd like to learn more about your business. And awesome. I think everybody, you know what? We were so nervous tonight because we're like, okay, well, we don't have we have two of our lovely guests that were supposed to be here. You guys carried the show. We did it, and
you did it.
We could do it. You know what I mean? So we just have to improvise. Maybe that's for you, Coach JXP. That's an example of pivoting. That's an example of pivoting is you got to improvise. You got to get out of that mindset of A, B, C, and D, because sometimes life doesn't happen that way. Wasn't expecting that our special guest wouldn't show up tonight, but I didn't get nervous. I said, all right, guys, we're doing the show. Let's just change it up. And we don't get stressed. We get impressed and we just go. And we get dressed.
Marissa.
Yes,
You're awesome.
you're awesome.
No, come on.
Yes, you
Okay,
are.
all right.
You
All
are.
right. All right. I'll take it. I'll take the compliment.
Marvelous tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's true, my lady.
Dave, thank you. You make me feel so special. You make me feel so nice and pretty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing your husband to make me feel good tonight.
Oh,
I appreciate
are
that. Say some nice things. I appreciate it.
Ditto.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Hopefully everybody will be here that says they're coming. Bye.
Bye. Be well, y'all.
Have a